Look, there's been a number of things that I've noticed are different for me since participating. I think one of the really big things has been knowing when to say yes in terms of putting myself out there for opportunities and when to say no in terms of creating boundaries. I'm putting myself forward for things that I would never have previously done, and those have taken me to some pretty incredible places. So, for example, I ended up on a world stage in Berlin presenting my research at a global summit last month, which was just incredible. I couldn't have imagined I'd end up there. And then in terms of when to say no, I think I'm getting better at preserving my time and recognizing the value of my time and the value of what I can bring to projects and that sort of thing in terms of the way that I invest my energy. So I want to spend my time on things that matter to me and things that are meaningful, and it's nice to be really clear about what that is. I'm now not afraid to fail, and it's hard to sort of put into words the gravity of that and what that's meant for what I can do in my professional life and in my personal life. So I used to always worry about failing, about getting it wrong, about looking silly, about just not getting it right. And I found now that failure will happen, but it's not the end of the world. It's never what I thought it would be. And it's almost like I've created a safety net within myself where when I fall, when I fail, I can catch myself. Just being comfortable with not always getting it right has meant that I'm doing so much more, and that's just been so fantastic. In terms of the feedback loop, and I remember during the sessions you'd often show that slide of an action and then the feedback, and that leading to another, higher action, and then feedback from that. Having that feedback has given me more skills and ability to then try doing something bigger, something greater. So I'm building further and further and further toward bigger things because, I can learn from the feedback, and I have more tools, I have more skills, and even if the feedback isn't great, that's still information and that's still informing my next step, which will still continue to build. One thing I found fantastic about this course was that for someone like me who often struggles to speak up in meetings or to ask questions through fear of looking silly or fear of sort of getting what I wanted to say wrong or not getting it out right, what I found quite unique about this course compared to other experiences I've had is that it's a really safe environment. There's ways that you had created to engage in a really psychologically or psychosocially safe way. So I felt like I could participate, but it wasn't uncomfortable at any stage. I think something that I really enjoyed about the program that, again, I found quite unique to this course was the community. So the larger community in the weekly Q&A sessions and also my buddy group. So I was paired with two other women, and we're still meeting. So after the program's finished, we're still catching up every week. We celebrate each other's triumphs and victories, and we keep each other accountable. I think last week we discussed deleting time-wasting apps on our phone, because I spent a lot of time just mindlessly scrolling, and made a joke about how they're going to check on me if I've actually deleted those apps this week or not. And I have, because I know I'm going to be accountable to that. Having people that we can be completely vulnerable with is really important. And what it's shown me is that a lot of the things that I carry, that I feel self-conscious about or that I struggle with and that I think is only me, is not me. And I found this in the community. It's just the women describe things and I go, oh, that's me. I could have written that or said that. And that's been amazing to know that I'm not alone, because I think sometimes we hold our deepest, darkest things really close to us and we don't share them. In terms of who would benefit from this program, in my opinion, I think that women of all stages in their career would have some gems to find from this program. So for me, a lot of it was around getting over fear of failure and learning to say no and protect my time and my boundaries. But Other women may struggle with different things, and I love the diversity of content. I think that there are gems that anyone could pull out of this at any stage of their career. Even people that seem so confident outwardly, it was really interesting for me to see even those people who I would say, oh yes, she's so confident, I wish I could be more like that. Even they found things that were benefiting them, and even they had struggles with confidence. So my big act of confidence was about being authentically myself in my work, and that meant being vulnerable and sharing parts of myself that I might not normally share. And I think being completely authentic and being really standing in that with confidence has been huge in my professional career in terms of being able to engage people in a different way, because you can connect on a human level in a way that you can't when you're just talking research.